In a world of fleeting trends and rapid technological advancements, it's easy to get caught up in the maelstrom of the present. We're bombarded with information, constantly stimulated, and pulled in countless directions. Philosophy, the love of wisdom, offers a timeless compass to navigate the complexities of life. It provides us with frameworks for thinking, tools for reasoning, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. The teachings of philosophers from centuries past still resonate with us today, offering insights into the human condition that transcend time and culture. By delving into the wisdom of the past, we gain a fresh perspective on the challenges of the present. The world is constantly changing, but the underlying principles of human nature remain remarkably constant. The great philosophers serve as guides, their words illuminating the path towards a more fulfilling and meaningful life. These weren't just ivory tower thinkers detached from the realities of everyday life. They grappled with the same fundamental questions that we continue to ask today, questions about ethics, justice, happiness, and the meaning of existence. Their insights, often recorded in dialogues, letters, and treatises, provide us with a rich tapestry of thought to explore. This essay will delve into the teachings of some of history's most influential philosophers, exploring the enduring relevance of their wisdom in today's world. From the Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius to the gadfly of Athens Socrates, we'll uncover the timeless insights that continue to shape our understanding of ourselves and the world we inhabit. In the annals of history, few figures embody the ideal of a philosopher king as completely as Marcus Aurelius. Born into a life of privilege, Aurelius ascended to the throne of the Roman Empire in 161 AD. Yet, unlike many rulers consumed by power and opulence, Aurelius found solace and guidance in the principles of Stoic philosophy. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty of leadership, he turned to Stoicism as his guiding light. This school of thought emphasized virtue, reason, and living in accordance with nature. His personal journals, later compiled and published as meditations, offer a glimpse into the mind of a man grappling with immense responsibility while striving for inner peace. For Aurelius, Stoicism wasn't just an abstract philosophy, it was a practical framework for navigating the challenges of life. Imagine yourself on the front lines of a brutal campaign, the air thick with tension and the stench of war. This wasn't a metaphorical battlefield for Aurelius. He spent years leading Roman legions against invading tribes along the empire's frontiers. It was in these harsh conditions, far from the comforts of the imperial palace, that Aurelius penned many of his meditations. His writings weren't treatises on abstract philosophical concepts, they were personal reflections, reminders to himself to stay grounded amidst chaos, to focus on what he could control, and to accept what he couldn't. He reflected on the ephemeral nature of life, the importance of virtue and duty, and the need to accept death as a natural part of existence. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This quote encapsulates the essence of Aurelius's Stoic philosophy. The teachings of Marcus Aurelius offer a practical guide to living a more fulfilling and meaningful life, even amidst the inevitable chaos and uncertainty of the world. His words encourage us to focus on what truly matters, our character, our actions, and our response to the events that unfold around us. One of the core principles of Aurelius's philosophy is the idea of accepting what we cannot control. We can't control the weather, the actions of others, or even the inevitable arrival of death. However, we can control our own thoughts, emotions, and reactions. By focusing on what we can influence, we empower ourselves to navigate challenges with greater resilience and inner peace. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. From the Stoic reflections of an emperor, we shift our focus to the bustling streets of ancient Athens, where a very different kind of philosopher made his mark. Unlike the aristocratic Aurelius, Socrates left behind no written works, his legacy preserved through the writings of his students, most notably Plato. Imagine a man, disheveled in appearance, wandering the marketplace, engaging anyone and everyone in conversation. This was Socrates, a man driven by an insatiable curiosity and a deep-seated belief in the power of questioning. Socrates believed that the unexamined life was not worth living. He saw questioning as a moral imperative, a path towards self-knowledge, and a more just society. The hallmark of Socrates' philosophical approach was the Socratic method, a form of dialogue that continues to resonate in classrooms and boardrooms today. This method, based on a series of probing questions, aims to expose contradictions, uncover underlying assumptions, and stimulate critical thinking. Imagine yourself in a conversation with Socrates. You assert a belief, perhaps something you've always held to be true. Instead of agreeing or disagreeing, Socrates responds with a question, forcing you to articulate your reasoning, to delve deeper into the why behind your belief. The Socratic method isn't about arriving at definitive answers, it's about the journey of inquiry itself. It's about cultivating a spirit of intellectual humility, recognizing that we don't have all the answers, and embracing the power of asking questions. Although Socrates was eventually sentenced to death by the Athenian court, accused of corrupting the youth and impiety, his influence on Western thought has been profound and enduring. His emphasis on self-examination, his commitment to truth-seeking, and his belief in the transformative power of dialogue continue to shape our understanding of philosophy and education. In a world awash in information, where opinions are often presented as facts, the Socratic method serves as a vital tool for navigating complexity and discerning truth from falsehood. It encourages us to question what we read, to think critically about the information we consume, and to engage in respectful dialogue with those who hold different views. Socrates' legacy reminds us that true knowledge begins with questioning. As we delve deeper into the realm of philosophical giants, we'll see how Socrates' student Plato built upon his mentor's foundation, developing a complex philosophical system that continues to shape Western thought. While Socrates the gadfly challenged minds with his relentless questioning, his student Plato took philosophical inquiry in a new direction. Imagine a world beyond what we can see and touch, a realm of perfect, unchanging concepts. This is the world of forms, the cornerstone of Plato's philosophy. For Plato, the physical world we perceive with our senses is but a pale imitation of a higher reality. The essence of beauty that a flower embodies, the form of beauty itself, exists in a realm beyond our senses, eternal and unchanging. The physical objects we interact with are mere shadows, imperfect representations of their ideal forms. To grasp these forms, Plato believed, we must use our reason, not rely solely on our senses. Plato's most famous illustration of his theory of forms is the allegory of the cave, a powerful metaphor for the human condition. Imagine prisoners chained inside a cave, their entire lives spent facing a blank wall. Behind them, a fire burns, casting flickering shadows on the wall from objects carried past the fire. The prisoners, having never known anything else, mistake these shadows for reality. Now, imagine one prisoner breaking free, emerging from the cave into the blinding sunlight. At first he is overwhelmed by the world outside the cave, confused and disoriented. But slowly he begins to see the true nature of reality. The allegory highlights the challenges of attaining true knowledge and the resistance we often face when challenging established beliefs. Plato's philosophy, though rooted in ancient Greece, continues to resonate in the modern world. His theory of forms offers a framework for understanding the relationship between the concrete and the abstract, the tangible and the intangible. Think of the legal system founded on the pursuit of justice. Justice in its purest form is an ideal we strive for, a concept that exists beyond any single law or court ruling. Or consider the scientific method, constantly seeking to refine our understanding of the natural world. Plato's emphasis on reason and critical thinking remains as relevant as ever in an age of information overload and competing narratives. As we move further into the realm of ancient wisdom, we'll encounter Aristotle, Plato's student who, while influenced by his teacher, forged his own path, grounding philosophy in the world of observation and empirical evidence. From the ethereal realm of Platonic forms, we descend now to the more grounded, empirical world of Aristotle. While Plato gazed upon the heavens, seeking truth in the abstract realm of forms, His student, Aristotle, kept his feet firmly planted on the earth, his keen mind observing, categorizing, and analyzing the world around him. Imagine a vast library filled not just with scrolls of philosophy, but with specimens of plants and animals, meticulously labeled and arranged. This image captures the spirit of Aristotle, a philosopher who saw the pursuit of knowledge as an endeavor encompassing both the abstract and the concrete, the theoretical and the practical. Born in Stagira, a small town on the northern coast of Greece, Aristotle's inquisitive nature was apparent from a young age. He joined Plato's academy in Athens at the age of 17, immersing himself in the world of philosophy for 2 decades. Yet, even as he embraced Plato's teachings, a distinct approach to knowledge began to take shape in Aristotle's mind. He possessed a profound respect for the natural world, a fascination with the intricacies of life in all its forms. One of Aristotle's most significant contributions to Western thought was his development of formal logic. He recognized that clear thinking, the ability to construct sound arguments and identify fallacies, was crucial for any intellectual pursuit. Imagine a world where arguments were based on emotion, rhetoric, or tradition, rather than reason and evidence. This was the world to some extent that existed before Aristotle formalized the principles of logic. He provided a framework for analyzing arguments, breaking them down into their constituent parts, premises and conclusions, and evaluating their validity. His system of syllogisms, though seemingly simple, revolutionized the way people thought about reasoning. A syllogism, in its basic form, consists of 2 premises and a conclusion drawn from those premises. For example, all men are mortal, Socrates is a man, therefore, Socrates is mortal. This structured approach to reasoning allowed for the identification of flaws in arguments, exposing inconsistencies and highlighting the importance of supporting claims with evidence. Aristotle's work on logic provided a foundation for the development of mathematics, science, and philosophy itself. His emphasis on empirical observation, coupled with his rigorous approach to logic, laid the groundwork for the scientific method. He believed that knowledge should be grounded in experience, in the careful observation and analysis of the natural world. His writings on biology, physics, and astronomy, though not always accurate by modern standards, demonstrate a remarkable attempt to understand the workings of the universe through observation and deduction. Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics explores virtue, happiness, and the good life. He believed virtue is cultivated through habit and practice. True happiness, or eudaimonia, comes from living virtuously. Virtue lies between extremes, like courage between cowardice and recklessness. Aristotle's teachings guide ethical decision-making and personal growth. The teachings of these philosophical giants offer timeless wisdom applicable to the human experience, regardless of time or place. Their words continue to resonate, providing guidance, solace, and inspiration. Let's revisit some of their most poignant pronouncements and explore their relevance today. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Obstacles are not roadblocks but stepping stones. Confronting challenges makes us stronger and more resilient. Facing challenges transforms them into opportunities for growth." Socrates challenges us with, "The unexamined life is not worth living." In an age of information overload, his words carry a weighty message. We are bombarded with information shaping our beliefs and values. How often do we critically examine those beliefs and engage in meaningful dialogue? Socrates' call to self-examination is a lifelong journey of questioning and refining our understanding. Through self-reflection, we cultivate intellectual humility and critical thinking, leading to more fulfilling lives. Plato's allegory of the cave reminds us that our perceptions of reality can be limited by our experiences and beliefs. We can become trapped in our own limited perspectives, clinging to familiar but potentially flawed beliefs. His allegory urges us to question our assumptions and seek new knowledge. Aristotle emphasizes virtue ethics, cultivating traits like courage and honesty through consistent action. His teachings offer a path to happiness grounded in living virtuously. These ancient teachings remain relevant today, guiding us through modern complexities. They offer wisdom for stress, ethical decisions, and finding meaning. Their focus on self-awareness and virtue ethics provides a timeless framework for growth. Engaging with their ideas shapes our understanding of ourselves and our world. Their legacy illuminates the human condition and inspires thoughtful, ethical living. Journeying through the minds of Marcus Aurelius, Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, we find timeless wisdom woven from reason, virtue, and truth. These thinkers grappled with questions of purpose, meaning, and happiness, offering guidance for today. Their teachings ground us amidst rapid technological advancements and fleeting trends. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. Socrates challenges us to question everything and engage in self-examination. Plato invites us to seek eternal truths beyond our perceptions. Aristotle emphasizes observation, logic, and finding balance. Their wisdom remains a guiding light in our complex world.